Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Leo and Aquarius on Fridays. Also, the deck that I'm using today is called the Crystal Visions Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading, the link is in the description below. Also, just as a heads up, the cards like to flip over in the deck sometimes. I do see them. However, I usually don't take cards that flip over in the deck. I really only take jumpers like these ones. And usually when they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back and continue shuffling. But my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards. And then we can get started on your reading. So I'm just going to try to pull you guys 4 more cards and we can get started. All right, Aquarius. So I do want to let you guys know that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Seven of Pentacles, which the Seven of Pentacles is actually really nice energy to have. Just because whenever we see the Seven of Pentacles, we know that whatever you guys have been really trying to manifest is going to come out. Right? The Seven of Pentacles talks about hard work and determination. So when you plant a seed of intention, right, you have to water that seed. And then you watch that seed grow and you take care of that seed until it flourishes, right? And when you plant a whole garden, you don't just plant it and then forget about it, right? You have to constantly put in work for it to maintain that. And I feel like that's what you guys have been doing. You guys have really been putting work into a situation, and I think that it really shows. I think that you guys are really starting to reap the benefits of the things that you've planted, right? And I'm remembering an Irish saying, I hope I say it right, but it goes, plant pine for yourself, plant ash for your children, and then plant oak for your kids, or rather your grandkids, right? And basically the idea is that you plant trees that take a little bit of time for you, and then trees that are longer for your kids, and then trees that are even longer for your grandkids take even longer to grow, right? So the idea is that you're thinking ahead, and I think that you guys are masters of that right now. I think that you guys are really trying to kind of build an empire here. That's the feeling that I get. Because even just looking here, I see the Emperor. So I think that you guys are putting, like I cannot overstate the amount of work that you guys are putting into a situation to have it be the best possible outcome. And I feel like that's really admirable. And, you know, I at least see the work that you're putting into the situation. I know that sometimes it's easy to feel like other people don't, but do know that there's people that sincerely appreciate what you do, right? But I see the Queen of Cups in reverse, and I see the Emperor here, and that to me sort of feels like the energy of somebody who is kind of casted aside their emotions a little bit, because the Queen of Cups, you know, she's the emotional queen. She has really taken the time to develop and understand her own emotions, and as a result, she's able to empathize with other people and really work towards everything that has to do sort of with that emotional realm, right? She's able to understand other people's pain and empathize, which is something that not a lot of people can do. But when she's in the reverse, you know, I feel like you've kind of casted aside your emotions for a little bit. And I feel like in the short term, that can be beneficial for your goal. But I feel like in the long term, that'll hurt you as a person. And even though you're achieving this emperor state where you're really getting things done in a way that is quick and efficient, like, don't become a dictator, right? Because it's easy to become a dictator when we have sort of this lack of emotion and empathy for other people. And I think that more than that, like, if you guys are able to really strike up a healthy connection with your emotions and possibly the emotions of other people, with this emperor energy, like, you can go so far. Like, I see the potential here, and it's incredible. And I see that you have the Page of Wands here and the Hierophant in reverse. So I feel like now is a phenomenal time to create something new, right? Because the Hierophant is all about maintaining. It's all about traditions, and it's all about being dogmatic, right? It's about maintaining and not changing. But the fact that it's in reverse, you know, that's very sort of Aquarian rebellious energy, right? Because you guys are ruled by Uranus, which is the planet of disruption. So disruption can bring with it a lot of creation, a lot of new things, a lot of thinking outside the box, right? And because you have the Page here, I think that you guys are really, really in a powerful state of mind right now where you're being very creative when it comes to problem solving. So definitely use that to your advantage. As well as the Four of Cups and the Knight of Wands, like, this is sort of building on the energy that we see here. Because the Four of Cups talks about dissatisfaction. So I think that you guys are finding some kind of an area. Honestly, I'm getting that some of you guys are inventors. Because the Four of Cups feels like you guys are dissatisfied with something in your life. And the fact that you have the Hierophant in reverse, coupled with the Page and the Knight of Wands, to me feels like you guys are trying to invent something. You're trying to create something. You're trying to translate your drive and motivation into progress. And I feel like for you guys, that'll be incredibly easy because there's so much fire energy. You have the King of Wands, even though it's in reverse. You have the Knight of Wands, you have the Page of Wands, and you have the Emperor. Like, that's all very fiery, passionate, motivated energy. So I think that now is a phenomenal time for you guys to really, you know, take full advantage of the resources and the human capital that you have right now to create something. Because there's a need here. There's like a gap in the market almost. I'm getting that some of you actually are inventors, but there's a gap in the market per se that you can fill. And I feel like once you take the time to really, my thought just like completely left my mind. But once you take the time to really take advantage and use the energy that you have, you're going to see a lot of that improvement. So, like I mentioned earlier, you have the King of Wands in reverse. So, even though there's a lot of powerful energy here, I am slightly worried that you have the Queen of Wands, or the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse, right? So that's like the energy of royalty. That's powerful energy that you guys could be using, could be harnessing, you know, tapping into and really taking advantage of. But the fact that it's in reverse almost leads me to believe that you guys are like casting it away or aren't taking fully advantage of it. So, you know, do what it takes to really get into this King of Wands state, right? Because the King of Wands is all about creation, is all about the physical and making things, right? Their passion, their motivation, their drive. It's very Martian energy, which, speaking of, you have the Emperor card, which is the card of Aries. Then you have the card of the Hierophant, which is Taurus. So you have sort of that Martian and Venusian energy combination here, that influence. So I'm seeing that there's a lot of powerful energy that you can tap into to really use to like really make the best of the Seven of Pentacles energy. And then I'm sort of seeing this Ten of Swords here as an aside. Like, I feel like you guys have been the word escapes me, betrayed in the past, because that's what the Ten of Swords is about. It's about being betrayed. It's about being devastated. It's about being just hurt in a way that is very deep and intimate. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, because it's in reverse, you've sort of gotten over it at this point, or at least are close to. I think that this has been in the recent past, but you guys are moving away from it, and you guys are like, this isn't even on your mind at this point. You're more worried about all this, about all the energy, about all the potential here. And I think that that's a far more, constructive way of using your energy for sure. But do be wary that you're not sort of casting away your emotions with the Queen of Cups and ignoring any kind of healing that you need to do with the Ten of Swords, right? It's okay to experience negative emotions, and it's okay to work through them, right? So just use your best discretion and do whatever is best for your overall good. But that was your reading first time around, Aquarius. There's a lot of energy here that you can tap into. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Aquarius on Fridays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.